Welcome to the Vibrant Couple. I've invited my friend Monique again to talk about relationship tools. Today we're going to talk about cleaning your anger. We're going to start with a big picture overview of why the tool and then give you expected benefits. We're going to talk about the detailed steps on how to play the game. We are going to have 3 role plays and our typical Q&A. So Monique, big picture, why this tool?
Yeah, thank you for asking. The thing is, all of us feel angry. Anger tells us something could be better.
Something could be better. I like it.
Yeah, and so when we clean our anger and we're more clear about what could be better, then our partner's more able to understand and receive our message. For some of us, anger just builds up and then we explode. And then our partner either does duck and cover or they match our explosion and it really gets out of hand. And for others of us, the anger builds up and it's kind of like a seething resentment. And so then we actually leave it to our partner to decode what could be better because we're just doing the resentment game.
I know how it feels. Yeah. Have some practice of all three.
Yeah, most of us do. Cleaning your anger invites you to tune in and sort your feelings, and that helps you develop your emotional intelligence.
I like it. So, how do we play this game?
Before we do that, you get to learn that anger is just a messenger and it's worth listening to it.
Just a messenger.
Yeah. And so here are the instructions on how to do it. So the steps are to notice the sensations in your body. Make a practice of figuring out what's happening inside your body. 2, label the emotions that you're feeling. This takes practice. So 3 is cleaning your anger. There's lots that muddies our anger. One is a video we made about own your projections. When you judge people and you project onto them, you miss what's important. And find what fears or worries you or concerns you because fear is often a riptide underneath all of our emotions and thoughts and beliefs. And 4, determine what you want. Is what you want about you and what you could do differently? And can you state it in a positive, not, I don't want this, I do want this for me? And is it within your control? I can't stop my partner from smoking. I can stop myself from the interactions of smoking that are causing problems for me. And number 5 are pointing us to boundary setting and making requests. Those will be future videos because once we're clear and clean with our anger, what do we do about it? More videos coming soon. And this is a great tool to remember to debrief and appreciate because cleaning your anger is not easy. It shows an investment in the relationship, and it's great to get a hug afterwards.
Monique and I are going to do 2 role plays. The first role play is a classic example in which one partner has anger that is not clean. And I invite you to notice how this somehow disconnects them, it pulls them apart.
Valdo, you never want to talk about it. We have to talk about it. I mean, if we don't get this figured out, then there's going to be a huge problem. And you just keep working and avoiding me, and this is not okay.
Notice how in this example, Monique and Valdo got really disconnected. And by the way, this is a role play. Monique and I are not a couple in real life. And so in our role play fantasy land, Monique and I, after this painful last argument, decided to go to couples retreat in which we learn cleaning up your anger as a tool. This is our first argument we have, and I'm the one who is upset, and I decide intentionally to slow down the process and practice in real time. It is very slow, very cumbersome, but notice how this is connecting, how Monique and I are somehow becoming together in this external problem we have. Monique, I am so pissed you left this morning for work without taking care of the dogs. Okay, so hold on, Monique. I'm noticing that I'm angry with you. I'm noticing that my anger is not clean. So, do you mind if I go through the process in real time with you?
That would be great.
Okay. So, sensations. I feel some tension in my solar plexus. I feel like daggers in my belly, which somehow tells me fear. So, yes, so that tells me fear and anger. Yeah, more actually, it's more anger than fear. So I'm angry with you. Um, anger. There is some sense of disbelief, like rightful indignation. Um, oh, it's very interesting to sort this out. So there is a little bit of me that feels like a victim. I want to make sure I clean that from the anger I'm feeling. There is a little bit of feeling that you've done that 3 times this month already, that somehow it is same o, same o. Okay, so let me clean that. So I have cleaned my anger. I'm angry. I feel that very clearly. I'm noticing the worry that it comes back, and I'm noticing the judgment. I'm putting that off to the side. Okay, so I cleaned my anger, and what is it that I want? Okay, so I want Monique to stop not taking of the dogs. So that sounds negative. So positive, I want Monique to take care of the dogs in the morning. My golly, this is part of our marital agreement. I know you didn't say that on the altar, Monique, but for the last 15 years we've been together, that has been your job. You've been the one wanting dogs. No, let's not go there because no, this is not clean. Okay.
May I help you
So,
from our workshop? I'm wondering if what you want is an easeful morning, that's about
yeah.
you.
Yeah, exactly. So easeful, it's funny you said that. So easeful morning, yes, and easeful morning from the times you haven't, and I'm still pissed.
Still cleaning that anger, I think. What
Exactly.
what I'm hearing
Okay.
is what you want is to have an easeful morning and that you're gonna work on that, and part of what you're working on is figuring out some requests and boundaries with me about our agreement with the dogs.
Exactly. Okay. Sounds good. So Monique, thank you for that. I've done enough to do a take two. By the way, listeners, Monique and I made a video, take one, two, three, a few months ago that I highly recommend you watch. So, Monique, take two. Monique, I'm really upset about you not taking care of the dogs this morning. I want to make sure that you and I have a clear agreement that dogs are your responsibility. And should you not be able to, please let me know. You send me a text or something like that so that I can rearrange my time around where you're taking of the dogs most of the time or not once in a while.
Okay, because it sounds like what you need is to have more trust in me and my word of what I said I was gonna do, and have more ease in being able to plan your time, trusting that I'm doing what I'm gonna do.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel more relaxed and I sense that anger has somehow uh, dissolved, and that a huge part was my cleaning it. So, in appreciation of you being willing to take a step back while I was working on my anger, cleaning it. And it's not about the dogs. So I'm very grateful you are taking care of them. I'm very grateful that you and I are able to work on our relationship.
Me too.
Trust you noticed that roleplay 1 was disconnecting and roleplay 2 was connecting. And now our Q&A. Monique, first question I think is very relevant. I am a man and I don't often feel my feelings.
Yeah, so usually when we explore that further, many men will notice they start to lean forward, they'll feel something kind of in their gut. If that isn't true for you, you can start doing things like feeling your feet on the floor or checking with your jaw or noticing your back. If that doesn't work for you, you can scan for things like the five senses of what am I seeing? What am I tasting? What am I hearing? What am I smelling? The goal is to tune into your body. That will help you tune into your emotions.
In one of your previous videos, you mentioned being below the line. Can you highlight what it means in terms of anger and clean anger?
This is a great question. We did make a video recently about being below the line, and it's really important for you to understand that clean anger has good intention. Above the line means we want to connect, we want to collaborate, we want to make things better. When below the line, there's resentment and resistance and revenge. What if I have trouble labeling my emotions?
You know, it happens to a lot more people than we think. And it is also something gradual in which we learn more and more to name our feelings as we can become more emotionally intelligent. I made a video a few months ago, What Are Feelings, in my emotional intelligence series, in which I brought a tool that I call Feelings 2020. And basically is like when you go to the optometrist, you first see mad, which is the emotion that most everyone see first, and then mad, sad, glad, and then you go into more and more details. I believe that the most important is to be expressive and clean. So it's possible that the type of anger you feel right now has a specific word in the vocabulary. However, I believe it is much better to just say, hey, I'm a little bit frustrated, or I'm really upset, or I'm fucking pissed right now, in which you're basically stating what it is you're feeling without making the other responsible.
We also both really are fans of Brene Brown's book, Atlas of the Heart. So if you want to deep dive into emotional intelligence, that's a great book.
I just went to an NVC workshop and I was overwhelmed by the list of feelings.
There are a lot of them, especially when this is a new world for us. So I just recommend that you look at the Feelings 2020 chart. Valdo, would you put that in the chat?
I will do.
So, how do I own my projections?
That is a really good question. So, you and I, Monique, made a video a few weeks ago on your projections. I would highly recommend you watch that video. What do you mean about find your fear below your anger?
Yeah, we're often afraid, and that is underneath the anger. We're worried about something. So, what I do is I ask, what are you afraid will happen if this doesn't change? And that will generally help you find the fear underneath your anger. If I have trouble knowing what I want, what should I do?
You know, that is something that is plaguing way more people than we think. And so, first is watch the video again and again and practice it. Go back to the role plays. The first thing is to learn to clean one's anger, because when the anger is clean, it is much easier to figure out what we want. And so that is on step 3. And then step 4 is start looking at what you want, start writing it, without any filtering. And then you'll likely notice that a number of the things you write are, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want that. And so learn to rewrite those in a positive way.
Well, what if I still think they are the problem?
Well, of course they are. But if you engage in that conversation, it's not going to go well. And so the idea is it's totally fine to start with them being the problem, but you want to find ways, work through that through cleaning your anger so that you can find a request or the boundaries that you can express in a way that it is you're expressing it in a way that does not make them feel wrong.
Wonderful.
Trust you got the memo that cleaning your anger is paramount towards improving your relationship. If this video inspired you to develop your emotional intelligence, both personally and as a couple, please hit the like button below and subscribe so you can be notified when I publish new juicy content. And please share this video with all you believe would benefit. We look forward to seeing you very soon.